Subscribe to our channel for your weekly updates from the world of football. And let's begin the fourth episode of Off the Woodwork, our podcast, which is your one stop for everything football news, transfers, rumors, analysis, and all the way to. So let's start up with the game week analysis and what a game week it has been. So the headliner for this week's matches has been the evergreen and ever competitive match between Liverpool and Chelsea. And to be very honest, though not many of us are surprised with the result, but the circumstances under which the results were secured were highly controversial or debatable, if I may say, from a howling horror by Kepa all the way to a red card to Christensen in the first half. So, panel, up to you people. What do you think? Like, is the solution for Chelsea visible now, or is there still a lot of work needed to be done? Or, in simple words, is it again Liverpool's year?
It's definitely Liverpool's year, man, because they're securing backups as well as we saw what Thiago Alcantara did in 45 minutes. That guy can literally wreak havoc in the Premier League. So coming to the match, I think if we have a look at the graphic, like of the XG distribution, I think the XG shows that Liverpool deserved the win, but this distribution map shows that the bulk of Liverpool's chances were created after Christensen sending off. They were dominating the possession, they were doing everything fine, but the most of the high quality chances were created after Christensen was sent off. So what they tried to do, Klopp, was like his philosophy is same. Okay, he's trying to press the Chelsea centre backs. Someone's on Jorginho as well. So Chelsea were trying to shift to like a double pivot with Kovacic dropping deep and Kai Havertz creating space for himself. And they were trying to create a sort of an overload, Chelsea, like with Kante and Mount rotating the position. But the circumstantially, Liverpool had a very different idea. They knew that Chelsea were susceptible, and like Chelsea couldn't create chances specifically due to Fabinho. So what we pointed out that day against Leeds was Leeds exposed the half space between Joe Gomez and Trent Alexander-Arnold. But what we can see is Fabinho played out of his position. They weren't sure what if Fabinho could do the job at right centre back again, but he did a much better job than Joe Gomez. And I think particularly when Trent Alexander-Arnold would press high on the right flank to cover Marcus Alonso's run. Then Timo Werner had a certain like he was 1v1s on certain occasions with Fabinho, but Fabinho dispossessed him several times. Timo Werner laid a few passes to the central midfielders or the incoming Kai Havertz and N'Golo Kante, but I think they were not quality chances enough. And in the first half, the fatal mistake by Christensen was the final saw, man. Like it's not possible to win or at least get a point against with a 10-man team against Liverpool, particularly with quality substitutions like Thiago Alcantara coming on the bench.
Right, and also it was an appalling performance by Kai Havertz. Like, I mean, he did show his spark in the first match, but in the second match, it clearly showed that he is too soft for the league. So, your opinions on that, and where do you see him like ending up by the end of the season?
As Carragher said, man, like Carragher was also susceptible. Where are you playing him, man? Lampard, like what position are you trying to put him in? Like he's playing as right wing in the first match. Like people are discussing whether he's a number 8 or number 10. I particularly feel he's a number 10 because I think he can be on the receiving end of balls. He can press, but he can't go like he can recover the ball, but you can't put him on a too much like letting him track down every time the ball reaches the middle third. So he can read the game well, but he needs time, man, because it's not exactly the perfect timing for Chelsea to sign Kai Havertz this season particularly. But because enough quality players on the ball like Mason Mount who can press and Ruben Loftus-Cheek had a bad season, man, because of his injury, but he can also play as a number 8 or a number 10. So bringing Kai Havertz was like people were surprised actually, but okay, but you have to give him time. I think that you need Kai Havertz to give this season at least before writing
Okay.
him off.
I was having this conversation with Himanshu before this recording started. So Himanshu, if you can tell the viewers once again what we were discussing, do you really think Kai Havertz was a deal that was needed for Chelsea this year?
I think it is a good move, but I'm not very sure where Lampard wants him to fit in the squad because, as Trishita mentioned, he played on the right in the first game. Then he was shifted to the center. He played as the false nine, and I understand that because I think Frank Lampard was targeting Fabinho because he is a makeshift centre back, and with the overly advanced, Trent Alexander-Arnold, I think Frank Lampard thought Timo Werner could run in behind and create some chances. But then Fabinho deputized very well as a makeshift centre back, and also not to forget he has already played centre back for Liverpool and Brazil before, and also he was a right back at Monaco, so he has that defensive
Mm-hmm.
mindset to shift in that to put in that defensive shift. And also I think where Lampard went wrong was he played Kai Havertz down the center, and when the balls were being played from the back, I think Kai Havertz is a no match against Van Dijk. I think he was not able to hold up the ball. He was not able to win aerial duels. And I think Giroud or a Tammy Abraham would have done better.
Exactly.
Both in no holding up the play and no linking up from the no back, because Giroud is a very good link up player. So he could have linked up with Mason Mount or Timo Werner. So I think Giroud would have been a better choice for me.
Okay, this has been a historic week in the history of Premier League because we have had the highest number of goals lost in a particular game week. 44 is the number that is tallied, and we have had some like spectacular performances. If I can just read out, we have like two five goal matches. We had Everton West Brom where Everton scored 5 goals and West Brom scored 2. We've had the Tottenham match where okay, we had the Leeds Fulham match, which ended in a 4-3 for Leeds. We had a Manchester United match, which unfortunately Manchester United, I mean, they have started their losing streak this year again, it
They
seems.
will be happy that Van de Beek got off the mount, straight off the mount.
I don't think that's, I mean, if you are looking for a silver lining, you will find a silver lining in everywhere. But it was an appalling performance from their part. Manchester United fans, please feel free to comment below whatever you think has been lacking in your team this year. I've already seen the frustration voiced out by you people on social media. We've had Arsenal winning not so convincingly against West Ham, 2-1. Southampton, once again, this is another 7-goal thriller. Southampton lost to Tottenham for 5 goals to 2. Newcastle lost to Brighton for 3 goals to 0, and Leicester continued their winning streak. They looked like a team on hot streak. Even though Vardy did not score, but they did look like a team with that winning mentality. We had Aston Villa winning, and lastly we had Manchester City winning 3-1 against Wolves. So two games that I want to highlight. One is the Leeds game, Leeds versus Fulham. So I mean, what's your take on that? I mean, is it the Bielsa effect that is finally showing its complete fruition in full like picture?
No, 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 because they were leading at one stage, so they should have buried the game. Man. I felt they should have buried the game. They allowed them to come back, Fulham,
Mm.
and I think it was very close at the last stages. I think Leeds were trying to get the fifth goal, but I think Leeds are really lacking someone of the caliber of Ben White. Because last season they were playing a three-man defense, and Ben White was a crucial conjecture due to which Bielsa was chasing him this season. He signed a 5-year deal at Brighton, and instead they have to play with a four-man backline. So I think this is creating certain hindrances for Leeds on counter-attacking transitions, and I think Bielsa needs to sort it out within a few games.
And what a match we had between Tottenham and Southampton, 5-2. And in respect of that match, I have decided to change my background because this guy has been the player of the week. And what a player, what a player. Like when he came in to the Tottenham squad, nobody had like too much of a high expectation of him, but he has been consistently performing. And what a masterpiece of a performance he delivered in this particular match, scoring 4 goals himself. I mean, we don't see 4 goals that often in the Premier League with the quality of teams we're having around, but this guy is just commendable. Heung-min Son. Is this the end of Hurricane?
Scoring prowess of Son at his, I think he's at peak right now, and with such kind of performances, there is a probable threat to the position of Hurricane at the front. So there has been many speculations regarding Hurricane's probable move, maybe to Real Madrid. So I don't know.
But I think Harry Kane will stay definitely. But thing is that Son may be revived by seeing that Mourinho was like took a bold step of dropping Dele Alli, and he has also signed Gareth Bale on loan for a year with quality subs like Lucas Moura and Bergwijn around. Some of them may start. Nonetheless, but Son and Harry Kane are the two names in the attacking third, which opponents do feel like they can change the match any day. So that's what happened. And we spoke in the last episode, I think, that this is the time when, or the matches when, crunch matches when Son should be delivering performances. He should be mature enough, and he's mature enough already, but he should be taking responsibility. So this is, I think, him sharing his responsibility with Harry Kane and nothing more.
And with Bale coming into the equation, Spurs look like the team to watch out for. I mean, I can just imagine if they can deliver this type of performance throughout the season, which is completely unrealistic, but still, I mean, they look like to be a force to be reckoned with. With that, we move on to some like more subtle results, something that I believe Chamindada is very excited to share with us. So, Chamindada, what's the news from Spain?
Well, the big news is the defending title holders, Real Madrid, have dropped points at the end of Real Sociedad. It was a 0-0 draw. Something sort of a boring kind of match with very few chances going to either way. Real Madrid was defensively very sound, but they lacked trust in the attacking front.
But it was a total snooze fest, man. I switched to the other Serie A games, but I couldn't watch it, man. It became unbearable at a particular point.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. And Karim Benzema was completely isolated up front. Vinicius or any other player had very little to offer to him. And in the other hand, Sociedad was more likely to score, in my opinion. They had more good chances. Alexander Isak, their talisman up front, he had some two good chances, I guess. Kota made a very good save with his feet, and the other one was missed. It was flash above the bar. But I think Zidane will be looking a hard look at his team right now, and he will feel that it was 2 points dropped rather than a 0.1 at the end.
So we don't have Priyanshu on the panel today, but I think he will definitely be pointing out some positives when he returns. When I think Zidane will certainly be sitting down with his backroom staff after this game.
Yeah. Real Madrid is definitely lacking that creative spark in their team. I mean, that was initially provided.
The penetration.
Not just that,
also penetration into the final.
Also the flair of completely shifting the gears of the game at any point. I mean, there are hardly any players left in the Galactico side present. Let's see if the return of Hazard makes any difference, but it's going to be tough for Real Madrid this year to retain the title and have a good season. But once again, it's Real Madrid, so we can never cancel them out of the equation.
Kings of Europe.
Other than that, I mean, most of the games of La Liga were cancelled, so there were like no visible winners. I mean, Villarreal won against Eibar. That is one notable game. Other than that, every other match was like, I mean, it's what you expect of it.
It's expected. You expect Emery to win after such a good transfer spree. Start on a high note.
Moving on from La Liga, we move into the league that has been once again another boring league for our contention. It's the Serie A. But we were excited to see Andre Pirlo coming to the club, and we were really, whenever such a big transition happens, when like a pivotal, influential player becomes a manager of a club that he won accolades with, there is always an expectation from the club to level up their performances and whatnot, as it was seen with, say, Zidane and Real Madrid. So similar expectations are borne by Andre Pirlo at Juventus also. And although the first match under his regime, which was Juventus versus Sampdoria, was comfortably won by Juventus, there were still a lot of questions that were asked, right, Rishit?
Exactly, because I think Pirlo was using a very unique his tactics are unique, totally unique. Because I have never seen a Juventus side play so many accurate passes into the final third. Like after a long time, like I've seen contest side 4 5 years back, but this was something very nice to see, man. Because whenever required in the build-up of the play, while they had the ball, the two pivots in Rabiot and Weston McKennie, they dropped deep to create an extra numerical advantage, and they had a good reading sense. When deciding whether Bonucci will be playing short passes to them or will be playing some line-breaking passes to the forward line, Ronaldo, Kulusevski, or Ramsey. So I think everyone was gelled up in the team. Bonucci was the natural distributor. He played brilliant, man. Bonucci was scored a goal as well, but he was brilliant in the pivot and run. And I think we saw certain combinations of play in the forward line as well. Himanshu and we were discussing Ramsey, Ronaldo, and Kulusevski. They were laying the ball for each other. They were one of them was running behind the defensive line, and you can say while on transition also we saw a different approach from Pirlo. He was shifted to a quick 4-4-2 where Danilo would be very pivotal on transition. He was going up and he was going down and becoming the right midfielder, while Cuadrado would stay up and create a 4-4-2 shape. Basically, they would try to create an even distribution of overload. Try and stop the passing channels for Sampdoria so that they would force basically Sampdoria to go long. And I think everyone knows of the defensive prowess of the Juventus backline. So I think that's nice to see new Juventus.
Also, the introduction of Weston McKennie, the new signing for Juventus, he had a respectable first game, I must say. I mean, it was a good game for him.
Exactly.
The midfield duo, Weston McKennie and Andre Rabiot, they were rampant. They were rampant in that midfield. I was particularly impressed by their fluidity. When the centre backs were receiving the ball, to counter the press, one of Andre Rabiot or Weston McKennie would drop into the defense line, to break the first line of press. And then Ramsey and Kulusevski, the two forward players alongside Ronaldo, they would drop a little deep to create the passing option from the midfield. And so I think also if you look at the defense, the positioning of Danilo, I think he offered a good outlet in the right flank, and that allowed Cuadrado to move forward to make some forward runs. And also Bonucci, he offered himself as a good addition to the midfield. No, when there was high pressing from the Sampdoria attackers, the forwards, I think he would just move to the pivot alongside McKennie and Rabiot, and he would offer himself as the third choice, creating a numerical advantage. So I think I was very impressed with Pirlo's fluidity with his.
Danilo had the most number of touches also in that game, so you can see how important he is to a system, because he was used to playing different positions at Real or Man City, but now he's been offered something different, and that guy he never he's undermined, but he never steps down from any challenge.
Moving on in Syria, we are having some really comedic but funny news coming in, and I'm going to share the screen. So this news is about AS Roma. So as you can see, as it's written here, Roma has been stripped of the first match they played. In the Gameweek 1, they played against Hellas Verona, which they won, but they have been stripped of that win because there was a player named Amadou Diawara, who is 23 years old, but mistakenly it was an administrative error, as it is written here. He was placed in the under 22 section of the squad, and still he was played into the full match up to the 89th minute, and that was like a default. It was like a fault from the administrative point of view. As a result of which, Roma has been penalized, and 3 points of their opening match has been dropped, and rather they've been given a 3-0 loss to Hellas Verona in the first match. So that's really comedic. This is the sort of news you don't see on a daily basis. But okay, well, okay, this is something
It
that has
actually
happened.
reminds me of something that happened. I think a couple of years back when Real Madrid fielded Dennis Cherichev in the Copa del Rey and they were thrown out of the competition.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they had to like give up. Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, they're just proving that okay, at the end of the day, they are run by humans only, and humans make errors. But it was really silly. I mean, I found it really funny. I just hope like it does not comes to this, like Roma finishes second behind Juventus by 1 point or something like that. Then it would be like heart crushing. So moving on from there, we had a blasting week in the Bundesliga. I mean, Bayern Munich, man, what to tell about these people? 8 goals against Schalke FC. I mean, we expected Bayern to dominate, but come on, take a break, guys. What the hell?
No,
They
they were
just
like
need to chill after 4 or 5 goals.
Yeah.
I think it's a big blow for David Wagner. He is already struggling at the club, and I only see an uphill task for him after. And there's no worse way to start off his campaign
Yeah.
and then an 8-0 defeat.
And also to
Yeah, and
point it out in the last episode of the game week preview that we published last week, we had like the player to watch for as Serge Gnabry, and this guy scored a hat trick. Also, Newman led us and getting off the mark. Yeah, Himanshu, go on.
yeah, exactly. I was going to mention about that. In the last podcast, we talked about Serge Gnabry being a one-season wonder,
Yeah.
and he has just replied back with a hat trick.
Yep,
So I
yep,
think that
yep.
speaks volumes about his ability.
The counter was Borussia Dortmund. They also registered a very thumping 3-0 win against Mönchengladbach with Haaland banging in a brace. So this is looking out to be quite the season for Haaland. So we're really hopeful for a crunching contest in German league also. All right, guys.
it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting to see Dortmund keep a clean sheet against the top six side. So it's
Yeah.
heartening. It's good to see. It's good to see Dortmund against a tough side. Because we know how we spoke of Haaland's robust and explosive gameplay. He was totally in like when he's in the zone, you can't you can anticipate what destruction he can bring about. Man, this is like next level.
Yep. So let's just hope Jadon Sancho does not regret staying in Dortmund this season. And with that note, I mean that's all we had for the game week review because these were the blasting games that happened, and we're clearly looking forward to the next game week now to go back and start our flagship segment of meme review. So the first and foremost meme is of Gareth Bale moving to Tottenham Hotspur. So, guys, your opinions about what to expect from Bale? I mean, he's still like a month away from being completely match fit. But what do you think is going to happen in North London? I mean, the golf club owners are already looking forward to new memberships. But what other than that?
Like I think the first and foremost it's golf, man. You can't rule that out. Okay, so he will be on the golf course Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every day of the week. So you can't rule that out. And obviously, somebody or the other has to offer him a premium membership on a high discount, or even not on a high discount, but you have to provide him certain. I think he looks for goodies, he looks for stuff which he can care about, and he will like life back in North London, familiar territory. And let's see when he gets match fit. But this is humorous, man. He'll never miss golf. He never misses golf. He may miss a session of football, but he
Yeah.
will never miss a game of golf.
Even I have a cousin staying in London, so he also goes for golfing on the weekends with his company mates and all. So I mean, London has some really good golf parks. So let's see what happens there. So next meme is about the domination of Bayern Munich. So the UEFA Super Cup is coming up. Sevilla, they do have strengthened their uh, team this season, but I think it's in the back for Bayern Munich. What do you say, Himanshu?
Yeah, Bayern have been piling up 8-0 wins, and I think Sevilla have. I think they need to be afraid. They need to really be afraid of Bayern, and I think because Bayern are not going to let anyone off. I think they have been relentless, and as Prashita mentioned, the flick mentality. They are never satisfied. They want to bang in more goals and goals, and I think Bayern are the best team in Europe now. So I think every team needs to be afraid of.
Next up, we're having I mean, what was that? That second goal that Sadio Mane scored in the Liverpool-Chelsea fixture. Like, what the hell was that? That is, Kepa is the world's most costliest, most expensive goalkeeper ever. And this is what he does?
So,
I
I
think
have left.
he's really under pressure right now.
I have personally left expectations of Kepa. Whatever he does, I feel like someone like in the goal line standing as a policeman, like he's just directing people and all, so that he can make a show of himself. I have left real aspiration. When Kepa goes, I will be like really cheering for Chelsea. Like, yeah, we will win, man, we'll win. But till Kepa is there, I am like, man, just help us go through tonight. Like, get the 3 points, go home.
Jurgen Klopp actually, yeah, Jurgen Klopp actually knows how Kepa is how he is going through right now, because he has already worked with
Experience.
carriers, right?
Experience with
Yeah,
carriers.
he knows.
So the question is Edward Mendy, who has already signed for Chelsea. At least we hope so. As of the time this video gets published, is he the solution you are looking for?
I don't know, man, because Mendy is good. Mendy is good. Mendy, we can expect good things of Mendy. And as
I
far
mean,
as French
Kepa was
journalist
also
says,
good.
Yeah,
yeah,
but I
actually,
think
no. Kepa had always had a technical problem because he never stretches his near hand when protecting the near post in long ranges. He goes for his far hand like this. So this is a very technical issue which has to be sorted at the base level. And if he can't sort it out, I don't think Kepa he has lots of problems. But I think right now he's very low on morale and he needs a competition. So probably things might change if he gets into a one-on-one competitive mentality with Mendy coming in. Like there might be a change in his thinking, but I think Mendy will be getting a look before the international break next month. So we will see how Mendy bounds out in the Premier League.
No meme video will ever be complete without a Manchester United meme. So here we go. So I'll bring in Chamindada on this one because you have a lot of close friends who are hardcore Manchester United fans. I mean, this keeps happening with them. I mean, I can relate this to a particular friend of mine who I know who exhibits this sort of a behavior. But what do you think? I mean, how are your Manchester United friends feeling right now?
They are more distraught than the Barcelona fans right now. They've lost all the hopes in the world, and every season it's the same story again and again, again and again. And at last they just laugh it off, saying that we weren't actually interested in that player anyway. So that's how it is. It's been going for all these years, and
But
it won't be changing anytime soon.
anytime soon. And like, I
Do you
mean,
think do you think Alex Telles, they will secure Alex Telles by the end of this week?
never know. I mean, with Manchester United and the way they have been treating transfers this season, I mean, nothing is confirmed. Till I see Fabrizio Romano say, "Here we go," I will not believe a word about Manchester United.
yeah, I
Right?
think Man United they're linked to every player. They're linked to every other player, but I think they bottle it up somehow when it comes to the advanced negotiation phase with the player.
Also, I
I
feel like,
think I think the problem is with like them offering always they are having a problem with the price. When you are going to negotiations, you definitely know the market value of a player, right? So I know you have to negotiate and all, but it has to be amiable. They start on such a bad note, the relationship gets degraded, man. So I
also,
think they have
also,
to start
uh,
building
Also,
on public relations.
Manchester United being the most valuable club in the world, I mean, whenever they approach a particular club for a particular player, the club knows that okay, this is a club which has money, so they always ask about bizarre figures for the particular player. So that is also playing to the disadvantage of the United team. I feel that personally. And the last name for the night is once again the player, the star for this weekend, Min Song. I mean, I can keep on praising him all day, all night long, but man, what a talent! What a talent! I'm so lucky that I feel lucky that I was alive to see Min Song play at his prime in the Premier League. What a character!
So which shop are they referring to?
Sorry,
Which
shop.
shop are they referring to?
I think it is since we're in Mourinho side. I think it might be a bus garage.
Okay. So Himanshu, do you agree with Mayuk or like you think like it's a butcher shop or something like that?
No, it's really funny, like like the reference to the bus. Mourinho's he is ever related to that, no? The bus strategy, parking the bus.
It's his trademark, right?
Yeah. Then we approach the end of today's meme review. For the games we are going to look forward to, as we are big football fans and football nerds. So we are giving you the hot picks for the week that you should not miss at any cost. To start it off, we are having the crunching and ever booming Premier League, which is already up to a rocking start. We are having the league winners, Liverpool, facing Arsenal in what guarantees to be a game filled with goals, as it has been historically. And other than that, we're having other good matches with Chelsea traveling to West Brom. Now, remember, Chelsea are on the back of a defeat from their previous match, and their top honors and the top new signings are looking forward to make an impact. That should be a match to watch out for. We're having Manchester City face Leicester City, which is definitely going to be a cracker because Leicester are in super form and Manchester City themselves are a definition of pure class. So that will be an encounter to look forward to, and probably we're going to see a lot of goals there. Other than that, we're having Manchester United traveling to the Brighton and Hove Albion. Let's see what happens there because Manchester United, as you remember, are up from a defeat in the last game week, and it's high time for them to start performing because very soon things might go even worse for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And other than that, we are having Sheffield versus Leeds, which is the Yorkshire Derby. After so many years, we are finally having a Yorkshire Derby in the Premier League, so that should be a cracker to watch out for. But the game in contention that everyone should be looking forward to is the Liverpool versus Arsenal match, where obviously the defending champions Liverpool are looking forward to maintain their winning streak, and so are Arsenal. Both the teams are unbeaten as of now, and it definitely looks out to be a cracker. This is either going to set a tone for the Liverpool season as the undefeated, as the reigning Premier League champions to continue their form and win this year's again, or it might be a new testament or a new statement from the Arsenal side that has been rejuvenated by Mikel Arteta. Going forward from here, we're having a cracking day at the Serie A this weekend. And the game that one should be completely looking forward to is the Roma versus Juventus. Although Roma are not that much in a good form, with no proper big money signings coming their way, but for Juventus, this might be the start for a new era with the signing of Alvaro Morata. I mean, personally, I'm not too much hopeful, but let's see how that pans out. I'll be ready to get surprised. Other than that, we're having Atalanta going to Torino, which will be a match one should keep an eye on because Atlanta are vying to be a title contender this year. Other than that, we're having Inter Milan versus Fiorentina, and we're having Napoli versus Genoa and Crotone versus Milan. All of these games are good in their own terms, but then again, it's Serie A, so blah. But don't just underestimate the power of the new upcoming youth of this area because we are seeing sort of a renaissance, an Italian renaissance happening in the midst. So let's see how it spans out. So obviously the game we'll be most looking forward to is the Roma versus Juventus match. Now Juventus, they have a new attacking lineup, they have a new coach, and there is high hopes as to how Pirlo performs in this season, as to how he brings about some drastic changes to the side. And also for Roma, if you were aware about it, they were deducted 3 points in the last match because of an administrative error when they placed a under 22 player in the final squad. So let's see how they bounce back from there too. Next up, we're having the La Liga, and we're having some cracking matches here too. We're having finally the Barcelona match, and their first match is not an easy one because Villarreal has been a team in form, and Villarreal has made some quality signings this year. Real Madrid, on the other hand, are visiting Real Betis. They are on the back of a draw from last week. Atletico Madrid are hosting Granada. So let's see how it spans out. Match win contention is definitely Barcelona versus Villarreal, where Villarreal, if I may remind you, have already signed a number of good players and they're looking forward to having a cracking season. On the other hand, Barcelona is just on the verge of an exodus, and let's see how it copes up because the future of a lot of players, even the manager and the president is on the line. And also, it's Ronald Koeman's first match. Also, we are having Real Madrid versus Real Betis, so that would be another game to look out for. Let's see how this pans out. Next up, we are having the Bundesliga, and man, this has been a goals galore this season in the first game week. Borussia Dortmund are traveling to Augsburg, and this fixture has historically always generated a lot of goals. Other than that, we're having Schalke welcoming Werder Bremen, and we're having Hoffenheim welcoming Bayern Munich. And I'm pretty sure Hoffenheim fans are really tense because of the form Bayern Munich are in, and also because Bayern Munich recently won the UEFA Super Cup. So that would definitely be boosting up their confidence. Not that they need any, but this is another game that one should look forward to because of the sheer amount of goals Bayern have been kicking in ever since the first game week. And lastly, we are having the Liga fixtures, though nothing particular to look forward to here. We definitely recommend the Paris Saint-Germain versus Reims game, but then again, it will. I don't think it will be too much of a banger because Paris Saint-Germain already have an Angel Di Maria suspended for 4 matches because of a spitting incident, and other than that, all the other matches they seem either pretty one-sided or now like no match is worth discussing upon. But feel free to watch any of them if you're a fan of it. I'm pretty sure Liga has been improving in quality, and also, I mean, look out for Nice because they have been the entertaining team of the Liga season. So with that, that's all for the Gameweek Preview. If you like what you see, do remember to like the video and subscribe to our channel if you want weekly updates on the different news coming from the world of football as a whole, and also to be in touch with the latest happenings and the transfers and rumors and even the memes coming from the world of football. So that's it from our side. See you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.